Synthetic oil could be an interesting investment. Probably not, because I just don't have the factory slots. We're going to have a grand total of, like, 8 factory slots in our entire nation. So the coal mines are almost done. Poland elects a new king. Cool. Expand the coal mines. Next focus is going to be... I'm going to go with the civilian investments. Then, in fact, once we have the new economy, I might actually go straight for the naval one. And grab... expand the dockyards. Oh, there's a 50% bonus for marine tech as well. So, battle cruiser, fleet in being, carrier and base strike, submarine trade interdiction, almost certainly that one. Battle cruiser models, yeah. Battle cruise, yeah. Not sure. Right, so we do have a focus. We're going to go for the... We do have steel now, so we could start actually producing stuff. The Entente has experienced some difficulty getting new arms to us in the past decade. The French Republic is in a similar situation to us, and Canada is far away. We need to be more self-sufficient in production of small arms and aircraft if we are to defend ourselves, let alone free our countrymen from the upstart warlords and pretend republics that plague our mother peninsula. United Baltic Duchy declared war on the Kingdom of Estonia and Latvia. So we just need to get these two, then the new economy. Construction speed would be quite nice. Consumer goods factories would be amazing. And yeah, so we're always going to have the motorized production cost reduction. So I do think that we're going to go motorized with vroom vrooms. Definitely superior firepower, because I just remembered something. So in the military... what am I trying to say? Land doctrine. If we go superior firepower, when I was playing with Bulgaria, we went dispersed support, which means the line infantry in your units get stronger, but it doesn't actually increase their organization. However, if you go integrated support, then your support companies give you more organization, which will carry across to more organization for the whole unit as a whole. And if we go with this, it's going to make the rocket artillery and the artillery support companies like 50% stronger, and they won't cost any organization anymore. So we can probably quite easily top out 100 organization for the Marines. In fact, I'll be very surprised if we don't. Deutsche Ostasien declared war on Indo-Chinese Union. Cool. Right, still 36. We're already doing that. That's going to be a 38 tech, so we can't do you. We already have... Really? Tier 2 battleships? Okay. Air. So, in the air... I have been enjoying my tactical bombers lately. We're never going to have the production capacity for strategic bombers. I'm just interested in the fact that we start out with close air support. Can you do naval missions? You can. So can you. Nah, it's gotta... Ground attack 10. Ground attack 6. I mean, there's not a world of difference between you. Tactical bombers also have a much greater range. Close air support uses less manpower, though. Their agility is much better, so we could actually... potentially use close air support instead of fighters. Although air superior... Oh, it's only one. Except they can't do the air superiority mission. They can fight against fighters, but they don't do air superiority. So I think we're going to go close air support and fighter ones. It does mean that we're not going to be doing any bombing. Hang on, how much do they cost? 37. 20. Oh, so much cheaper. Yeah, we're going close air support and fighters in that case. Because heavy fighters are probably also really expensive in comparison. Actually, there's not a massive difference. But the manpower issue is a big one. I think fighters are also less likely to be shot down because they're so agile. And we're not going to need much range. Like, we're going to be fighting very locally here. And yeah, I know I've still got old support equipment and stuff. I'm trying to decide if I want to start investing early into an air force. Earlier than I usually do. The other thing we probably almost going to want is signal companies. You know what, let's get radio. Because we probably want signal companies in our Marines. Naval bombers instead of ships? No, almost certainly ships. I mean, we're probably going to go light cruisers because well, I can provide an air cover. It really depends on what our industry can do. We're in the Entente, so we generally have a very strong navy, especially if the Entente doesn't go to war with Germany. Between Germany and the Entente, the socialist navy generally doesn't achieve anything. We don't start with any planes. Yeah, I think we're going to want to get fighters as soon as possible so we can protect ourselves from bombing. Military investment. No, we start with light tank ones. Not Weltkrieg ones. Interesting. I think right now we're just going to be focusing on regular guns. What do signal companies do? They increase your initiative so you reinforce more quickly. So what you do is you have very small width units of Marines and you're just constantly rotating them in and out. Decision available. Oh, actually, can we mobilize? Yeah, we can. Do that. Also, we don't have a focus. My bad. If you want to see a man with a real mustache, you better hope the United Baltic Duchy becomes pre-Baltica, because that man looks epic. I'll keep an eye out for it. Belgian Declaration of Independence. Huh. Sick of German oppression and the disaster of Black Monday, Belgian independence movements throughout the country have been revolting and performing guerrilla strikes on the German army. Due to their own recovery, the German Empire has been unable to support Adalbert I to his fullest and has let the situation escalate beyond their control. After coordinated strikes by the independence army in the cities of Mons and Antwerp, they were finally able to push Flanders' Wallonian army back to Brussels, where the fierce fighting the German king surrendered. With no clear answer yet from the German Empire, many fear that an independent Belgium might be short-lived, especially with the tensions between the Empire and the Commune of France rising in the strategic location of the country. So there is indeed a Belgium. Well, Netherlands, you know what to do. It's time for the Netherlands to reclaim the South Dutch. There goes Estonia. Latvia still fighting though. For the moment. And you've gone with Habsburg-Lothringen. Is that the guy who can unite them? No, that's the Lithuanian king. However, you could join Austria, which I think is actually... that's what Poland did in my Bulgaria game. Because remember, a lot of the fighting against Germany, spoilers, took part in Poland. South Dutch, more like West German. Ooh, shots fired. So civilian investments are very nearly done, then we can get the new economy. And then we are out of the danger zone. These are also abilities that Bulgaria didn't have. Quite tempted by Ansaldo there. Right, civilian investments are done. So let's grab the new economy. Clearly, we cannot rely on German economic hegemony to prop up our economy. We'll have to be more self-sufficient and target a few profitable and popular exports to reorient the economy. When this is finished, Black Monday should be no more than a poor memory, and Sardinia will be able to move forward into a better, richer future. What are the Russians up to? They've gone Republic again. No, they haven't chosen. Never mind. Right, so we're getting a nice surplus of guns at least. I'm pretty confident that we could invest in Air Force. Charles Curtis elected as President of the USA. Cool. But here's the question. Do we send volunteers? Do the Russians ever go full USSR in this mod? Yes. And I think it's hideously broken. But yes, they can. They have this idea up there, which basically switches this entire focus tree for the Soviet one. Elections in Italy. The elections in the Republic of Italy have ended with the election of Prime Minister Alcide Gasperi, head of the Partito Popolare Italiano. The new Prime Minister has assured people, both foreign and domestic, they will be able to resolve the Black Monday crisis. It seems the former Prime Minister Ivano Bonomi's attempts to consolidate power in the face of Black Monday has failed. Wrangle viewing Russian political situation intensified. Oh man, I was watching the Great War channel on YouTube about Roman Unberg von Sturmberg, and apparently his boss for a while was Wrangle, which I didn't realise. Like, his superior officer was Wrangle, the Black Baron. Okay, so it is November 36. I think I do want to research fighters. Apparently for the past few years the Russian government has been fighting Wrangle's son for the right to move Wrangle back to Russia. Alright, new economy is done. And we've solved all the problems. All the problems are gone. And we can't do these until we've actually done the political ideas. I do feel like we want to grab this as soon as possible so we can actually start building a fleet without having to invest at all in naval production ourselves. Oh, that gives us another build slot as well. Okay, so we have 9 as a base. Now, let's sort out the constitution first of all. Our rule over Sardinia has been undemocratic and backed with unspoken pledges and hidden loyalties. Amadeo has demanded the formation of a new, free and fair constitution and wishes to rule as a constitutional monarch. We shall begin preparations straight away. Okay, getting close to 37, so we'll be waiting on these two. The next marine thing was not a 37 thing, so that should be fine. And we're going to have to go with very, very small width units, maybe even with 10 marines. I think ultimately we should aim for 20s, but combat with 10 is probably not a bad idea. It would allow us to establish a bit of a garrison as well. Wrangle and the Mad Baron. Now there's a cop part in a TV show I want to see. Nice. That would be kind of amusing. Okay, so we have a radio company, so we could theoretically get signals. It is already 37 January, so we're going to grab construction. 1, 0. We have the Sardinian Marine Force. And we are now going to get concentrated industry. Yes, we are. And we're not constructing anything because we have no factories. Right, because as we got more military factories, the consumer goods demand increased, meaning that we lost our one consumer goods factory that was actually active. Civilian factory. That's annoying. Today, the king has unveiled a new constitution for the nation. Most importantly, the constitution cedes legislative power to the people. It also reserves the right for a royal veto and a number of other royal prerogatives. Liberals throughout the Caligari are rejoicing at the news, and all the various political parties are planning for future elections. Long live the king. We are now social conservative. So we definitely want to start down... Oh wait, government reform. Can't do that until we have government reform. Okay. Corruption has run rampant in our government ever since we left the continent in a shameful exile. If we are ever to return to the mainland and resume our rightful leadership over Italy in any sort of form, we have to root out the problem, bureaucrats, nepotistic laws, and antiquated systems. General election of 37. The first free and open election has been held in Sardinia, thanks to our parliamentary system. Whichever party gains the most seats in the Parliament of Sardinia will have their party's leader become the new Prime Minister. The various political parties have been campaigning, and now the results of the election are in. Who did the people vote for to become Prime Minister? Alright, let's actually have a look here. So the new head of government, so we can have social, market, liberal, or social conservative or social democrat. So the head of government for the social democrats is a military reduction, civilian increase. Oh. Could be either of those. Social liberal is political power gain or political power gain resource gain. Market liberal is political power or political power. Social conservative is political power and resource or political power. Or stability reduction and political power. And social democrats apparently don't exist. I mean, of those, I have to say the market liberals kind of sounded the most interesting. Social democrat, justified, political power gain, political power gain. I mean, these don't matter so much. Economy minister, however, does. Construction speed, resource gain, efficiency. Construction, that's a big wow, he's really good. Siglienti, social democrats. Social liberal, plus 15% construction speed, good, but 0.0... Plus 6% factory output, plus 10% construction speed. That's also a good one. Plus 20% infrastructure, plus 5% civilian. Plus 10% infrastructure, no. Resource gain efficiency, civilian. That's not terrible. He's good. So either the social conservatives or the social democrats here. Who's the guy that I said was amazing? It was him, wasn't it? Yeah, it's the same guy. So social conservatives or social democrats are currently who I would go for. Political power recruitment, that's not terrible. Construction speed plus 5 is pretty good. Stability plus 10. Social liberal. He is very bad. That is a lot of daily political power gain, though. If I wasn't playing on normal difficulty, then that might be a little more tempting. I would say probably liberals? Yeah, social or market liberal. Well, not market. Social liberal or social democrat. With the exception of Segni. Social conservatives aren't bad either. Not as good. Decryption supply consumption. Decryption research time. He's not bad. Social conservative. Yeah, it's going to be social conservative or... What was it? Social democrats. It's got to be the Social Conservatives, really. Alright. Plus 10% for them. I mean, the Social... Who are they? Social Democrats were also pretty strong, so they're roughly the same strength in government.
Ready to serve, my lord.
Hey Ben, and all of Ben's crew. Welcome to the stream. The American Union States declared war on the United States. And so it begins. And we've gone to low party popularity, but I think that will reverse itself pretty quickly. Now, are these... Yeah, these are now Social Conservative bonuses. Good. So once we finish the government reforms, we can start working on those and then increase our party popularity. And actually, we're not far off. 35% on the nose. What did you miss? Is there a war already? No. And I don't have the minimum number of required divisions to even send volunteers. So, I can't. I think it requires like 4. Pacific States declared war on the United States. Mexico has not got involved yet. You need at least 15 divisions to be able to send volunteers. And no, I'm not spamming out volunteers. Not spamming out one with... No. You know what I mean. Ooh, our population's grown quite a lot. Oh, right, because our government's changed. So we have the daily political power gain, resource gain efficiency, political power gain, construction speed, infrastructure speed, refinery speed, resource gain. We're going to have a lot of resources. Oh, and we got the bloody health and safety guy. Well, my political power gain is going to be through the roof, even with the low party popularity. Costs 150 to change, but I can, if I need to. So I'm thinking that my Marine division should look something like that. With support artillery and engineers. Cost 35. These are Marine divisions. And what icon? I gotta say, I just like this one. It just looks cool. Oh, we could actually start training one. Wait, we can have 4 units of Marines? I mean, awesome, but why? Start training them. Does Sardinia get affected by Black Monday? Yes, but not terribly. And I've already gotten over it in 37. Like, you basically have to go down a small section of their focus tree. You basically have to complete this little diamond here. And then once you get a new economy, it's gone. So it honestly wasn't the worst impact. We're a small country, we're very agile, we can react quickly. Haiti declared war on the Dominican Republic. Cool. I mean, the biggest problem... Ah! We have a factory again. Yeah, continue doing that, I guess. They change how special forces work. Is that a question or a statement? Government reform. If Sardinia is to be cleansed of corruption, the first step towards realising this goal is bureaucratic reform, to which there are 2 main approaches. One would involve the creation of new meritocratic civil service, while the other would create a system of patronage through which the cabinet members could be directly appointed by the Prime Minister. In either case, the existing bureaucracy will be replaced, but each has implications for the future government as a whole. Right, so let's have the free and fair elections, gain stability and change the popularity of Social Conservatives, which will actually get us straight up to normal or average party popularity. Anyone and everyone can run for public office in New Sardinia. We need to make sure that the votes are tallied fairly. that voters have access to polling places and that every citizen feels safe enough to vote, and knows that the ballot will be secret. It will be a lot of work, but our new democracy will prevail, and we shall get it done. So actually, I think that's a decision between the constitution and legitimate kingdom, because stack the cabinet is where you can choose your own loyal ministers, apparently. Romanian Civil War. After the disastrous defeat in the Welsh Creek, the days of the Romanian monarchy were counted after the death of King Ferdinand I. Okay, that's an early civil war, which is actually bad for Bulgaria. Serbia crowns King Alexander II. So tensions are starting to rise in the Balkans already. But I can quite happily say, not my frickin' problem. And say that with some real meaning. So how have they changed it? Fort Minor. The fact the name of the focus is free and fair makes me wary. Considering we're doing a lot of reforms and things, that doesn't surprise me. If that's actually a legit change. Because the king seems to be pretty eager to stay in power, and he's making quite a few changes to the government to ensure that it's like more progressive and encompassing. He seems to be a reformer in the positive sense. Wow, I am sweating like mad. It's making my ears really itchy. Suddenly got hot here. Alright, construction 2. Marvellous. Let's go and grab improved machine tools for another 10% production efficiency. I hope they add a focus tree for the Kingdom of Romania when the Civil War happens, because it happens almost every game since... yeah, I think that's pretty much scripted now. I've certainly seen it in every game. So all of our units are equipped, except we don't have any artillery or support equipment. That's very, very true. So let's reduce the number of guns that we're producing, and get some support equipment and get some artillery going. Double up the support equipment because we're going to need a lot. And also, it takes a lot longer to produce. Now there is a limit on how many... Oh yeah, I knew there's a limit. That was done in Waking the Tiger, not Kaiserreich. The thing I was surprised by was just how many I could train. Because usually this is linked to the number of brigades you have in use. And right now I have a grand total of 9 brigades out and about. But I'm producing 10, 20, 30, no, 5, 10, 15, 20 units of Marines. That's what I was surprised by. Because playing as Bulgaria, I had access to what I think was far fewer, unless like 4 is the minimum, which is possible. The civilian support of the ruling party has reached an average level, which has influenced our political power. While we may need to consult our opposition for some reforms, we can still govern well and efficiently. Legislate reforms. Oh, this is instead of the government crackdown. So this can increase our weekly stability. Nah. I mean, we're producing a lot of political power, so those type of things we probably can do. Workers' rights, consumer goods, factories, need down, division attack, division defense, recruitable population plus 5%. If we want to actually start training those Marines, then we're going to need that. Let's do this. Voting is one thing, but we need all of the people of Sardinia to participate in all facets of public life, especially public service. Let's embark upon a massive campaign designed to fill our ranks with the best Sardinia can offer. Surely the people, now that they have adequate representation, will be more likely to serve their country. Hey, Sir Humphrey. Haven't seen Nikki Glace elected for a while. That's true.